Welcome to the rewatch of the 2015 Beaver State Fling final round. I'm Ian Anderson. That is Corey Merle hanging out over there. How you doing, Corey?
I'm doing great, man. It is so much fun to go back and watch these, the old school rounds. Fantastic play, but it's fun to just watch how far you've come, Ian. The channel, from where it was when we're watching it to where it is now is just shocking.
Mo was saying the same thing when we do those with him.
Hmm.
It is pretty remarkable the difference a good graphics guy will do to your videos.
Yeah, and maybe a good drone guy. This is
Yeah,
giving me nausea already.
I know. I think this is the first Such Goes Disc Golf video with drones.
Oh, is this the racing drone guy?
Yeah, I hired this racing drone dude to go out and film all 36 holes, and he did I think an amazing job. It's a different look than like the photography drones,
Hmm.
with the kind of sweeping flight and stuff. But I think it looks
Yeah,
really
I
cool.
remember. Like originally, you were so hyped on this style. Like you thought
I
this
was.
was
I
how
love it,
disc
man.
golf drone stuff would be.
I still love it, dude. I still love it. It's just way too hard to do.
Yeah, 100%.
You got to be a way more talented pilot. So we are watching the chase card, and we're watching the chase card for a reason. You'll find out later. We also filmed the league card, but we ended up posting this one instead. If you want to watch the league card, you can go back. That's on McFly So High's video channel.
Yeah, you
Um,
got a little bit of gem for us right here. We got Nico, Yuli, Paul, and Nate Doss. Like, sign me up for that card
right?
anytime.
Yeah, it's a dream team out there. So this is a big dog leg right. It kind of flexes left at the very end back across the fairway. That was Nico getting an unfortunate cut roll at the end. This is Yuli, I think.
Yep, Yuli with that big Annie. I like that. I'm really going to be looking to see if the course looks any different at all.
Sure.
This is 5 years ago now, or a little less than 5 years ago. So it's going to be fun to see, how much progress, but really almost how much is still the same.
Yeah.
They
Mhm.
really don't change this course very much.
No, they really don't, do they? Yeah, it's kind of you can use the same drone footage from last year, and it's just fine.
Hmm.
There's Stu Mullenberger dashing across the tee pad, the flight record. He used to shoot some great photos. And McBeth, Rock
So
30.
I love this. When we're watching him here, this is him coming off. He's about halfway through the season after he won what 3 worlds in a row. So this is like peak McBeth we're watching right here.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little high, I think,
Yeah,
off the band out there.
some great drives here though. This is a tough hole.
It really is. It's one of the most awkward angles on tour.
Yeah, just a really tough shape to nail
Oof.
perfectly.
Hmm.
Because you need to hold that ante, but you also need that late fade to get in close to the basket. Paul looking for it. Yeah, just
Gosh, it's so tough, man. That like being in where he was right there is maybe the worst spot to be. Even though you could be 100 feet farther in just in a green meadow, and it's a way better situation than that 50-footer.
absolutely. There's the gang cleaning up.
Dude, Nico looking like everyone I went to high school with right now. Like, good lord.
Oh man, I want to say this is one of the last pre-Corey tournaments.
So 2015, the first tournament I ever got involved with was Safari this year,
That's what I thought,
right
right?
there
Yeah.
of 2015. So I don't know what your schedule was like that year, but yeah, this is what probably 3 months before I started hitting it pretty hard.
Yeah, I probably went to Rocky Mountain Championships that
Hmm.
year, maybe one other tournament, but yeah. So on hole two, it is a kind of I don't know how do you describe this hole, Corey? It's just
A
weird.
hope and a prayer, my
Yeah,
friend. Hope and a
that's
prayer. The hole 1 and 2 on this East course, they're extremely challenging, no question, but they're a little bit crazy. It is kind of that same shot where you're throwing this swooping Annie that really needs to pan. But a lot of these guys with this big time power are really just chucking a backhand, turning it over into the trees, hoping it gets lucky.
yeah, playing a little power ball.
This is surprising out of Nate, honestly. Not
Mm-hmm.
really the big sidearm guy you think. But whatever, if you're by that little lip or by that opening, we saw Eagle McMahon last year really pound one in from like 80 feet down that hill. So it's
That was
possible.
that was nasty.
One
Also
of my
nasty
favorite
is
putts.
yeah, that is a good one. Also nasty though is if you go long in this hole, you are just
No,
not stoked. Is that a forehand from over there?
it's like
Uh,
a
Tomahawk?
Annie, yeah, like Annie Spike almost.
Wild. I did not catch where that landed. Did you?
I think it was a little bit long right, so he
Okay.
should have a putt, my guess. But I just saw like it might have been a leaf falling. Who knows?
Sure. And Doss, that's a smart play right there. Rollaways happen a lot on this one, so he just lays up.
I'm liking all of like the crossfades. Oh, there's Nico.
Oh, I know, dude. I used to do some really weird editing things because I'm such a hack. Uh,
Hey, dude, that's the beauty of, and this is kind of like we're still in that era of Ian, former video game commentator guy, picking up a camera and just making it happen, dude. This is like renegade guerrilla filmmaking at its finest. I love it.
Absolutely. Thanks, man.
Mhm.
There's the gang cleaning up. McBeat's got a birdie on that one.
Yep, put it right into good position. I mean, I feel like with him, Rick, Eagle, Seppo, all these guys that we've seen, finish real well at this tournament, they're just like chalking that one up for bird every time somehow.
Yeah. A hole 3 is a great Corey hole.
It is, man. I love this thing. The tree we're seeing right in front of our face there, you really want to bend it left on a sidearm or right if you're playing that turnover shot. But that big tree is kind of your marker.
It is. McBeth likes this backhand line, which is not super clean.
No, it's crazy. But I mean, if you're not feeling real confident about that firm low sidearm, then this is really your only other option.
Yeah. The Pauls are looking snappy today, man. They always do, though.
I know. Come on. This is like not a shocker there.
No.
We got Paul throwing Prodigy in this video. Ian, I don't like that edit a lot. But we're going to live with it.
Sorry. This is before time codes, Corey.
Dude, I trust me. I remember it vividly. Or even like the Photoshop, or this is probably in Premiere, but the Photoshop scorecards. My God.
Those are better when I was dealing with back here, just manually typing in everything.
Dude, such a nightmare.
Yeah, this is me and Alex up to like 3 o'clock in the morning every night.
Oh, I remember the days fondly.
Yep. Nico also taking that crazy backhand line, which it's a Powerball line for sure. And
yeah, I mean, you're throwing it into those skinny trees, and if it like truthfully, there's probably more open space than closed space, but it feels like there's no way it's getting through.
Oh, so Doss ended up short left, it looks like? Yeah.
Yeah, not where you want to be, regardless.
Nico's got a funny look, which he'll bang on occasion.
Man, it is just so good to be watching disc golf right now. It's
I know, man. I miss me some disc. There's like just zero sports. Sports Center is so boring, dude. Have you tried?
I'll be totally honest with you. I've turned on ESPN for like a total of 10 minutes combined throughout this whole thing. One time it was First Take, Stephen A. Smith talking about like a top 5 list that I really didn't care about. It's like, oh God, we're down to that. Top 5 best corners of the 80s. It's like, oh, jeez.
It is just so bad. My normal like nightly routine once the kids are in the wife from bed or like pop onto the Sports Center and start editing. But I'm like, oh God, this is what is this even? I feel so bad for those guys trying to make content right now.
100%. I mean, so I listen to the Bill Simmons podcast quite a bit, and he's done such a good job as we watch Paul chalk up another birdie there.
Yep.
He does such a good job of like balancing sports and pop culture that like he's got a lot of content, but all of the sports content is like, when are we going to have sports again? You know what I mean? Like that's what everyone's talking about. It's kind of crazy. I mean, I think we have a good chance of having this entire season's, swiped, but hopefully things get better, before they get worse.
Absolutely. Paul has aced this hole during Worlds, which you might have watched recently.
He aced the last one during Chance for His Chums.
That's right. Going a little bit long on there. Should be able to make that comebacker. He's already sitting in 5th place after coming in 8th, it looks like.
Yeah, hole 3 and 4, really you want to chalk them up for birdies. They're probably the 2 of the 4 most wooded holes, on the property, but they're both pretty short. Last one, 323. This one, 200. You got to birdie it.
You see Yuli's line right there through the gap?
I know. That was sneaky.
It was. Nice little kick towards the basket, too. Nico? Is this before Nico shaved the fro?
You could say that multiple times every single season.
Yeah.
Dude's hair grows so fast.
Paul coming back. He's 3 for 4 to start the day.
He is, man. Throwback with those black McPros too. The first putter I ever bought with any sort of disc golf knowledge, outside of buying a polecat for my first disc, was that black with a gold stamp McPro. I love those things.
Nice, man. Yeah, we came out this day and we had 4 cameras. So we're like, oh, let's film a couple cards. So I'm on lead card with Paul, and then Alex Olgin and I think it's Steven Walker. Like, hey, McBeth's on chase card. We might as well film that in case something happens, type of deal. And Paul's starting to get feels, it looks like.
Dude, I feel like Alex has made that decision 6 times over the last 5 years somehow, and he's been right all 6 of those times.
Definitely.
He filmed that Masters that one year where PB and Ken Climo went into a playoff, or maybe that was Tobias. I can't even remember. But every time we film a random card out here, it pays off.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, that was Tobias. Oh, Paul? That's not bad. Not great, though.
Yeah, he's in the schmuck back there. He's gonna have that tree to deal with. But this is such a fine line. I love this play though.
Me too.
If it curls.
It's not going to curl.
Yeah. So that's suboptimal, as we'd call in the biz.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a pitch out there. Das, is that the Wasp?
Looks like it to me, man. That thing is just so predictably overstable for him.
I think Das still has 90% of these discs in his bag right now.
100%. Granted, he hasn't thrown them in a year, but yes, they're all there.
They are. Nico? Whoa, that's an overstable disc.
That's the Nico special right there. He's probably throwing Auties and Anvils on that line nowadays.
Right. I'm sure that's probably a Firebird. What is Nico throwing back then?
I mean, I feel like he's truly a mixed bag right now. He's probably putting Wizards, is my guess. He putted those forever, and he's got the Gateway connection.
Yeah.
He's probably throwing Firebirds, or I wonder if the Spirit existed.
Huh. Is this post Prodigy days for Nico then, right?
I'm pretty sure this is post Prodigy.
Yeah.
Because when I was in disc golf, he never played for Prodigy.
Okay, gotcha. There was Paul missing one, so he's going to be 3 through 5. Oh, that one didn't miss though.
No, snuck it right up and in there. And these baskets are like the same baskets we're still putting on now, so they have 5 years less of putts. I feel like these baskets are like, granted, this year I feel like they were going to get new baskets. Innova was going to bring up a bunch of new 28s, or maybe they did last year. But these baskets are so weathered when we come up here every year.
I think they brought them up last year.
Okay,
right?
yeah, that's I knew I had it in my mind that they had new baskets.
Yeah,
but these ones have been there forever.
Nico dropping in. And Das with the sneaky birdie right there, getting just one back of Paul right now. As they're officially in the mix on the lead card, though. I don't think the lead card played exceptionally well today.
And this course is just one to do that. I feel like every single year it's tight. Maybe it's tight between 2 people, tight between 8 people, but something about Oregon and this course is just made for like real close down the finishes.
We're on to hole 6. Just a throw it flat, let it fade left, but you got to have some serious power to get there.
I love this hole. This hole to me is like a picture perfect pro par 3. Not that the shape is so incredibly difficult or anything, but like shape plus distance plus beauty plus just like how dynamic the green is. This is, if I could have 18 holes of this caliber, oh my gosh, sign me up for that.
Yeah, you hit it with the caliber. It takes a pro caliber player to throw this shot.
Absolutely. Like the only way I'm even getting up there close is big flick roller or something that, let's be honest, it's not a pro shot.
I've seen you get far enough, just not left enough yet.
True fact.
Look at these guys just posterizing this hole, man. Wow.
I need to get out and practice, man.
Usually somebody screws this thing up. Let's see if Nico can hit it too.
This has got him written all over it. Really like the flat to finish left shot.
That looks pretty good. It's kind of a tighter gap than it looks like off the tee.
It really is. Like on camera, it looks, just pump it up in there. But you step up and you got to hit, like a 30-foot wide gap. That's 100 feet off the tee maybe?
Exactly, yeah. Das? Oh, buddy.
He's got one of the least aggressive putts I've ever seen.
That's interesting and also true.
You know what I mean? Like so floaty and touchy. He's running them all.
Yeah.
But it's so floaty and touchy that you just feel like it's never going to go, way beyond it.
Thanks, Nate.
Mm-hmm. Man, it doesn't matter what year you're filming. Someone's going to stand in front of the camera.
You got to. Birdie by Paul, though. That's 4 through 6.
That's doing work, man. I'm kind of liking that old school grip bag that Nate's got too. It's like a similar, it kind of feels like those voodoo bags.
It does have that similar kind of color swatch. There's Paul doing things with that, but that's a good hole by the card right there, man. 3
for 4, and the one that didn't get it missed a 35-footer that basically almost went in.
Yeah, absolutely. I like this hole, Corey. Tell us about it.
I love this hole. 585 feet, par 4. Admittedly, maybe not the best distance and caliber of a hole, but it's so beautiful. Nobody's going to be doing it. You're throwing your first shot flat to a little bit of a hyzer finish. Really, it's all about being in the middle of the fairway for about a maybe 250-foot approach after that.
McBeth of the Destroyer rip. Leaking a little right, maybe a little long. No, that's fine.
No, that's fine. I think that tree hit might have been a good thing.
Yeah, agreed. So apparently we don't have drone footage for this one, Corey. That was a total lie in the opening. You know what I remembered?
I think 2016, the first year I came out was the first year we had it, I think.
That makes sense. So the drone footage in the beginning is like, I found some random like Milo footage on YouTube. And I hit up the dude. I was like, hey, can I use this for some B-roll video, my disc golf video? He's like, sure, man.
I swear to God, I thought you were gonna say I just downloaded it and used it. I'm like, hey, Ian, you can't do that.
I got a little. I knew what was right a little bit.
Yeah. Well, you come from intellectual rights, right? You streamed video games for a while. You at least you're fairly well versed.
For sure. Nico went around the corner early.
Look at this shot, though,
dude. Wow.
All right, I was already a Nico guy. I'm like 1.3 times as much of a Nico guy now.
After that tasty
after
forehand.
that shot, dude, that's all I needed.
That was beaut. Paul.
That was a weird shot from Paul, kind of like that floaty helicopter shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't see that out of him these days so much.
No.
This is the more traditional play out of Uli.
So you've done a couple of these now. And one thing that my little group chat for San Francisco, they were going crazy over watching Uli play again.
Really?
And it's so true. I mean, dude, it's like, what have you done for me lately? That's how it feels like in disc golf, you know, like certain player who wins a tournament's the best player in the world all of a sudden. We haven't seen Uli on a big time card in over a year now, at least.
Oh yeah, the knee, right?
Yeah, he hurt his knee in Portland. And then before that, he was just getting used to the Discraft plastic again. And I don't think had, a real quality finish in those first few weeks, even last season. So it's just good to be seeing him out here throwing good shots, hitting step putts. Like the old Uli's back.
Yeah, I bet next year he's gonna come out firing too, because that dude is such a grinder and works so hard. Like all this time off, man, it's gotta he's so huge for him.
You're 100% right, man. He's one of those guys. I feel like him, Nico, and Barsby, they were all 18, 19, and they started touring together. And all three of those guys are just straight grinders. Probably Nico and Uli probably a little bit more on the practice grinder side, but
yeah,
it's insane, dude. Those guys are just lifers.
Yeah, Uli used to be like the old school Emerson Keith.
Yes, or he would win the most amount of events every year.
Yeah, and he would also play more tournaments than there are weekends.
It's insane, dude.
Ridiculous. Hole 8, 395. You're not birding it without a roller.
Hey, now
let's be honest.
That's probably true. That's probably true. But yeah, you want this big backhand roller. Paul just played it. Oh my God, I was gonna say to perfection, but almost a little long.
But you'll take that.
Yeah,
if offered. Uli has great. Ooh.
I was going to say, I think you want to be the left side of the fairway to have it curl back a little bit more to the right. These guys are cutting it, I think, a little bit too far right. We'll see if Nico can adjust, though. Yeah,
you can kind of miss that tree island. Just to the right is the perfect line. Nico is going right for it, though.
Yep. And I think that was a little bit too stood up, even if it did miss it.
Agreed, yeah. I was flipping early. Doss has a fantastic roller game.
It's kind of cool. We're playing this tournament. The year before, this was part of Worlds at Marla. That looks like it might be great.
If it needs to turn before it hits the
long
grass.
It's turning.
Get it, Nate. Yeah, buddy.
That's a fantastic shot.
Nico? I think he'll just play for par. What were you saying about Worlds, though?
Oh, it's just cool that, in 2014, this course was being played on for Worlds, and now we're back at it at Beaver State. Paul, obviously, incredible Worlds finish last year. It's fun to last year with Ledgestone, they had the same tournament 2 times in 1 year, but it's cool to have this tournament just completely become Worlds and take on a history of itself,
Mm-hmm. Get it, Nate. That's such a good 2.
Good putt. Such a good 2. You step up to this hole and it really shows you the difference between professional and amateur.
Mm-hmm.
Who's at the background carrying a bag?
For Paul?
I think so, yeah.
Is it John Blaine Tompkins? I thought I saw earlier.
It might have been Tommy Two Putts.
Oh, I think you're right, actually.
Yeah.
That makes sense. There's Paul. Dude, the chase card's playing pretty well.
I was just going to say, man, Doss. I mean, we've been tracking Paul, but Doss is a stick off him.
Yes. Hole 9, guys, the genius hole. They were down in that grass down below. Some guy turned around and said, put it up there. And they said, genius.
Is that confirmed? Have we confirmed that?
Yeah, dude, totally, man.
Okay, that's so good.
Yeah. I mean, they're not wrong. That dude is a genius.
Have you seen the extended tee pad?
Yes.
Where you walk back up the thing? It's a little crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but it looks sweet from up there.
Because you got to hit this gap from 40, 50 feet back, right?
Farther. It's insane. I mean, the thing is, it would have to have a drop zone. Because you're not playing it from anywhere in these woods.
Yeah. To be said, though, this is eagleable as Doss got way down there. Paul I don't see it. Do you see it?
He pushed that left side. I don't know if it's gonna. Oh yeah, it did finish.
Oh wow.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
wow. That was
That's
good.
a great shot, but I mean, I was walking this card last year with I think, oh god, I think he might be throwing one of those sweet old D3s.
Dude, look at that thing flip up to flat. So
That
pretty.
is such a smash. Oh, look at this. This is getting way down here.
Dang, those are 3 great drives so far.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw Double G put this thing within 20 feet, and Seppo too. They were both just like on. Oh, this shot I think might be the best of the bunch. Oh no, they're all just equally impressive.
They are, man. Wow. Yeah, if you get off the tee clean, this is a pretty soft par 4.
I agree. I think that if we were in a world where disc golf was scored more like golf, where par is like supposed to be very, very impressive, this is a par 3, and the next one's a par 3 as well.
Sure.
I have a hard time with layup, birdie.
Mm-hmm.
So any hole that you can do that on, I think we should probably shift that to a 3.
And we have seen 2 layup birdies. Paul, though? I don't think he's laying up, Corey.
No. I mean, Paul on chase card, that means 0 layups.
Dude. He had those McBeast vibes that day, man, where he just like, Paul's out there.
Oh, you sick man, Paul.
God, dang it, dude. So huge, dude. Wasn't that like 80, 90 feet, man?
I mean, honestly, if you ask me, I'd put it at like closer to 100 or something. I mean, that was that was in the air for so long.
It was. the finger blow.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you see Nate back there too, like hitting his side, like, no, it's one of Paul, Corvette over here.
There's other Paul cleaning up the par. Nico will do the same. Did we miss Doss? I wasn't even paying attention.
No, Doss just chipped up. He was on that left side by the road. He didn't have. Yeah, he was the first one to throw.
He did the layup birdie play.
Classic.
Yep. All right. I think that's it for part 1, right?
I think that is. Yeah, 9 holes is usually half of a round. But yeah, look at that. That's a 5 down collectively on the card, and we get treated to this fantastic graphic display. It's just impressive stuff all around.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I did some math though, and Paul is 7 through 9, Corey.
That's very good.
Very good.
That is very good. This course is tough, dude.
It is. All right, guys. We'll be back in a second for part 2.
Cool.
What up, guys? Ian and Corey. We are back for some more 2015 rewatch. We got part 2 coming up now. Paul, 7 through 9, as we figured out by doing some math after the last part, Corey.
Yeah, he's cooking. I mean, that included an eagle, admittedly. He failed to get a couple of birdies out there, but 7 through 9 is pretty solid. And if you can finish with 14, I would say that's, an acceptable open score.
Yeah, no, that is when you're trying to chase down the leaders, which Paul is doing all the time when he's on chase card. That dude has no chill on chase card.
No, and let's remember who is in the lead or who he's trying to chase down, because a lot of people, if they just get into the sport in the last couple of years, don't realize that Mr. Will Schustrick, like world number 1 at this point, or 2 or something like that.
That's a good point, man. Like, I didn't even think about that. Like, some people might not know about the Willie Schustricks.
I'll be totally honest. From the time I've been in disc golf, I have never been around, this is going to sound harsh, I've never really been around like a relevant Will Schustrick.
Huh.
Which is insane to say, because for a lot of people, I'm like one of the OGs, man.
Yeah.
And he is, and Will Schustrick is like the guy for 5 years there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's the guy that made me quit playing tournaments.
That's so funny to hear, man.
I love the Will Schustrick story. I went my very first tournament, I went and filmed it, and I was like, I was just an AM. I'd seen pros, but I hadn't really seen top level pros, and I saw Will in person just throw like 200 feet past where I could probably, not to lie, 300 feet past where I could throw. And I was like, I'm never going to be this good. I should just quit and keep filming.
That's so funny. Yeah. And then now you just play one tournament a year at Castro Cellars and rack up that rating and call it a day.
And take down my AM1 win, baby.
So infuriating, man. At least Jerry Gomez finally stepped up and played open this year in his home tournament. He won advanced last year. I'm like, Jerry, you shot like a 10-40 rated round to finish. I'm like, dude,
wow,
you can't be playing advanced.
That's funny. I'm gonna play open in Isaac's tournament next year.
You better. Good. And hopefully it'll like shake you a little bit. You have such good rounds.
Got to keep my rating up higher than yours. That's what it's all about.
We're not going to talk about that. We're going to focus on the golf we're watching here.
Hole 10 is a par 4. They're playing to that island right there.
It is. Very tricky approach. Yes. That is.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. The one good thing is that if you are on the island and you skip off of it, you're taking it from where it was. It's not like you have to go to a drop zone, which is very forgiving. You know, you can run the island and just take your tap in 4 pretty much wherever you are.
That's very true. And Nico just laying up as well. That looks like a bunch of birdies so far.
Perfect.
But again, Paul last to putt. And this, I don't think I've seen a better drive on this one, man.
And good little graphic there because we ended the first video with an eagle. We're starting this with an eagle bin. Oh my God, dude.
Like, how do people do that, dude? Like,
you say, how do people do that? There's not a lot of them that do that.
How does a human do that? It's just unbelievable, dude. Look at him.
Look at how giddy he is, man. See, I'm telling you right now, for years, I just tell me 2 putts on the back. Paul got such a rap for being like this robotic, like, you know, player killer, like just here to destroy your disc golf and take your money. And he's not that guy.
No.
Like granted, he just got 2 eagles in a row, so it's easy to be happy at that point. But he's like he's jolly, man. He's one of the most enjoyable people to film, I think.
Yes, yeah. He's always chatting with everybody on his card, people hanging out, the caddies. Like, he'll talk to anybody, man. Just having a good time playing disc golf.
He just took 2 sticks off the card over 2 holes, and everybody else went birdie.
That is amazing. McBeth things, man. This is like one of the truest par 4s out here, Corey. Tell us about it.
100% agree. One of the better 2-shot holes, 690 feet. You want to get as close as you can to the mouth of these 2 big trees. Either you're going to see a big like power hyzer out just to pick your spot and drop it in, kind of like this.
Yeah.
Or if you're like Drew Gibson, Simon Lizotte, you could play that sick Annie shot, really throw it right at that out of bounds and try and make the gap, setting yourself up with a pretty routine up and down if you can execute.
Drew's shot that day was just unbelievable, man.
Dude, with that like old Golden Gate Park Safari too, it was magic.
Yeah. That kid throws bombs.
Or a destroyer. I don't know why I said Golden Gate Park Safari, but the Safari destroyer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so they're all taking the safe play here, which is just throwing that hyzer. I mean, you can still mess this shot up by going too long into that tree or going too left OB, which we've seen. I think Eagles done it a couple of times randomly.
Yep. Yeah, and if you pinch yourself off too far to the right, you're not getting up and down for the birdie. Where they're throwing to now, they're probably throwing it, 375 maybe? Just kind of like maybe pushing 400 up to that tree. So that means you're going to have a pretty aggressive second shot here to get it up and down. Granted, the hill goes slightly down, so the distance isn't quite as much of an issue, but it's pretty techy. The basket's under a tree. It's a sweet shot.
It's a full like forehand pull for most people.
Yep.
And Yuli gets it down. That's looking great.
It is looking real good. Hard to say from this angle exactly how close it is, but I'm guessing he's inside the circle.
McBeth. Wow. Firebird?
Firebirds,
yeah.
Dude. That's when you know it's old.
Truth.
Because in, I think, what was it, 20...
The monster
he made or something? Yeah. He tried to get the monster popular in 2016 or something?
Yeah, it was the first year he didn't win Worlds. Was the year he was trying to make the monster. Because I think he was going to sig it up, you know?
Of course. Yeah. He's going to Nova or crate it.
Yeah. Or you had those already.
No, I know. But I mean, it's nobody is better at taking an unthrowable, nobody likes a disc, and making it imprint bald eagles.
Nate Dossau's bald eagles.
2 of them. 3.
That's awesome. Yeah, like who throws the crate anymore? Like, do they even make the crate anymore?
I don't even know if they do, but I'll tell you what, it's a sweet disc.
People were buying. I know that they're great.
Yeah. Man, I remember, speaking of bald eagles, though, last year, 2019, Seppo and Eagle coming down to the wire battling. One of your favorite holes, I believe, what is hole 7, the par 4.
Huh?
As we're walking up that fairway, 2 bald eagles come right over Eagle's head and swoop down and swoop back up. It was like me and Pat, his father, were like, it's a sign.
It's a good omen.
Dude, it was so cool, man. These eagles just 20 feet. Ollie.
Oh, dude.
Dude, it looked like he gave 0. He gave 2% effort.
0 effort. It just fell. He didn't putt. It just fell out of his hands. There's Doss doing work. That's funny, man. That's actually the putt I feel McBeth does not get enough credit for. Is he just never misses when you shouldn't.
Yes.
Just never, ever.
I feel like that is something that I've tried to make such a specific effort about, is not missing from inside of 16 feet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You miss a 20-footer or whatever, they had to travel a little bit, but the ones where you're just like, shame if you miss it. Like
Yeah.
that is number one, like AM2 to AM1, AM1 to open. That's like the number one thing you got to fix.
Hole 12 is an island hole, tiny, tiny island hole.
Looks like he's not running it.
Mm,
Oh, actually, he probably was.
I think he was
It's a
running
great
and that was a
tree.
shank, and that's a
Yeah,
good tree.
great tree.
Yeah.
You really got to play this one so far out to the right if you're going to play that stable. You know, either skip it on or spike it in.
What's this yellow disc? Old Predator, maybe?
My guess is Predator. 400 feet. He's probably not going force.
Get it.
It's going. It's good. Oh yes.
Oh, sick.
Dude, look at the difference in gallery.
There's like nobody there.
There is no one there.
I guess
dude.
this is chase card though, but still there's
Oh yeah, you're right.
But like the lead card is right behind them, so they should be the gallery should be there.
Yeah, they're playing right. Yeah, they're playing right back the other way after this, right?
That's funny, man. Yeah. Oh my, can you remember how many people were there last year?
Dude, it was packed. I always give it up to Portland, man. I feel like Oregon has, like, I mean, USDGC probably has the biggest galleries, just like from a per person count. But I have to give Portland credit. Like outside of that, and that's like the biggest tournament.
Sit.
Oh, OB.
Great shot though.
Yeah, these guys in the D-Glow fans are the rowdiest and like the most aggressive fans.
Don't forget Maple Hill, dude.
That 100% correct. Oh my God, Paulie. 100% correct. The 8 holes out on hole 8 are that way. Granted, though, it's pretty much only for one hole.
That's true, huh?
If that group followed them the entire card,
there you go.
Then we have a comparable asset.
Yeah, I feel you on that one.
Paulie, though, dropping in the par putt. Nico this is such a good birdie, dude. Good putt.
I remember one of the guys at hole 8 this last year, Barsby, like, iron leaf. Barsby was like, God, like, he's got to be so tired of that. Dude.
No, but I remember specifically, Barsby's just like, I've done other stuff besides that.
I know, right? Like, come on, man. He's a world champ. Like,
dude,
come up with something new.
Well, I mean, I'm just thinking, like, you can imagine. I'm just trying to think of like a one-hit wonder that wasn't actually a one-hit wonder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. Like Rick Astley, right?
Yeah,
he's got other jams.
It's like if Rick Astley won a Grammy with a different song.
Yeah.
But everyone remembers "Never Gonna Give You Up."
Yep.
You feel bad, you know.
Yep. We're out to hole 13. This is another one of your pro caliber par 3s, Corey.
Absolutely. I just think of Corey Higdon, man, during our chance for his chumps. That sick putt. But granted, it was from my drive, so no biggie.
That's right, with a Sexton.
My flick roller.
Sexton forehand roller.
R.I.P.
Oh.
Sexton.
Nico.
Pulled it over. Look at this thing's got life on it. A little bit of height, man, and that's
agreed.
Prime.
Yeah, just a little. Still great though.
Yeah, got all the way up there.
Paul, did he throw a Thunderbird on this one? I can't remember if he goes Thunderbird.
I think that's a destroyer.
That looks like a destroyer.
Swirly guys, man. I'd say I tried my best. I really didn't try my best, but I did try to get a couple of those swirlies off him when he switched to Discraft. It was not happening. They all went to Jomez.
Yeah.
When I think Yuli, I think of this hole. 2016, I remember I was doing the Tournament Central videos. It's a crush. But he parked this one like a foot under the basket. And I don't know why, but anytime I think of Yuli, I just think back, like that shot is imprinted on my mind. It's
a great shot to hit perfectly, man. Mm-hmm. Have on your resume. As Paul gave it a bid, but he's going to end up taking a par. And Doss finished almost pin high right, looking for the 2.
Really, anytime you can have a putt, though. 475, slightly uphill, too.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, I never even dream of thinking of doing this. I'm just like, hope I get a 3.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly dream about it, but is it a reality? No.
I figure you could possibly do it with like an immaculate forehand roller.
Yeah.
You know,
and especially if the grass has like very recently been cut.
Like the best air shot of my life isn't getting there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is actually kind of cool though, because during the normal 27-hole layout of this course, this is hole number 1.
Yeah, that's right. It's a great hole to start your day. Here's your par.
Yeah, exactly. At best,
if you're lucky.
But what I've really been pushing, and this is gonna go against the grain for some people, is I've been pushing for 1 round a day at Beaver State with a Super 18.
Dude,
this has hole 1. Then you go into the par 5. Then you can start stringing together some of those really awesome holes.
Yeah.
That way you can cut out 3, 4, and 5 from this one. Where they're all real short, techie, and not really in character with the course. But yeah, that hole is so sweet, and that hole, then this hole is unreal, man.
Especially to start the round. So we're on to the monster. Is the most legit par 5, or top 3 on tour, whatever. There is kind of 2 fairways. It's a right fairway and a left fairway. The right fairway is the total suckers fairway. You want to stay left.
Yeah, especially if you're these guys throwing these big rollers.
Yeah.
You need that room to work out to that side.
Doss is going to land a little left of optimal. Hopefully gets through. Oh, yeah, it does. Nice.
Yep.
Anything out here is just fantastic.
Man, you nailed it, though. This really is, in my opinion, this is the best par 5 on tour.
Yeah.
Northwood's the most difficult par 5 on tour, hands down. I think there was only like 2 or 3, or maybe I think there was 4 total birdies on Northwood's hole 12 during the 2 rounds at Worlds.
Dang.
That's a little much. You know what I mean? It's probably a tick too difficult. This one is a manageable par 5, but nobody's throwing it.
Nobody. Yeah. This looks good.
Yeah, a little bit lower than the other guys, but looks like it has that steam and enough cut to get. Oh,
really? That's a bad spot.
It is. It might have peeled out a little bit long of that bush, but you do not want to be in there, especially 800 feet from the pin.
Uli looks nice too. Maybe a little.
Looks good. I think it might be a hair too turn.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, there it is right there.
But as long as it gets, that's just
kind
chill.
Of the amp pads right there. I think.
Yep, I think that's prime time. On the first shot, it's less punishing to be right than all the other shots after that. It gives you a little bit of room to work and push it out. Ooh,
this is saucy.
Cut roller. Ugh.
I like the idea, but that had just a little more angle on it, right?
Yep, hit the ground a little earlier with a little more angle, and you have room to work. But you can see Uli actually has a little bit of a runway for his roller now.
And kind of the biggest gap to throw through as well.
Yep.
Oh, it's going to work.
Pull over. And we should say the cart path is not out of bounds. That's perfect. I think it should be, though, truthfully.
It could be. It's kind of natural OB anyway.
Yes, but I mean,
it's real thick.
And let's remember this, there's always like a 2-card backup on this hole.
Yeah.
So like if that was out of bounds, you'd have way less times of people not turning over their roller, and it is who knows where it is.
Yeah. So this has got to be McBeth, right? And there's Tommy.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no. Paulie. Oh, good. Okay.
Well, he's not winning this tournament.
Dude, I thought I was going to right that bush.
That would not have been great. So Paul throwing 3. Going air shot or roller?
Air shot. Oh, look at that flip up.
Turn.
Dude, this
is
blasted.
Woo. This is a 500-foot shot. Easy.
That is.
Wow.
There's not much to say about, man. That's like one of the most technical distance shots I've seen in a long time.
That's Paul's bread and butter, though.
That's Paul eagling. What was that hole at Blue Lake? That par 5.
Hole 16 or 17.
17, I think, or whatever. Yeah. I don't know what it was that year, but yeah, that's like just a. Truthfully, that's what I think Paul excels at. I mean, we say all the short putts, but excels at relative to the field is those straight line power shots, like 500 feet, and the disc never moves outside of like a 30-foot window.
Yeah, just a rope. So that was Doss over there?
Yeah, look at that. We had a Prodigy Germ sighting as well.
Oh, wow. So Uli after 2 great shots. This is going to be his 3rd. He's in position to possibly get a birdie here.
He's going to air shot, too. Is it going to?
Oh,
all right, so he's backside of the trees. He's all right.
Yeah, he's got 1 layer to putt through, but it's makeable. I love this play on your 4th shot because it really kind of just curls into the green.
It does. I mean, the trick is getting the distance control right.
Yeah. Looks like Doss went a little bit long, a little bit left. McBeth's 4th, just trying to save a par now.
Man, from where he was after 2 shots, like it's just so spectacular. He's going to get up and down for his par.
Yeah, that's her 3rd shot. It went places.
I love a hole that requires. I mean, like he needed a shot as good as his 2nd shot if he was going to birdie. You know what I mean? Like, or even par in this case. He got in the bush, kind of had to sacrifice just pitching out. But a hole that requires that level of a shot to get up next to the basket.
Oh no! Could have gone worse.
Could have gone way worse. That was fairly neutral.
Doss to save a par. I fully took an 8 on my first time playing this hole. How about you, Corey?
Ooh. I don't even know if I've ever 5'd it. No, that's not true. I 5'd it, but I'm on the same thing. Like I always get way too tricky. Ooh, I can get a flick roller down this like cart path to the right. Nope.
My first time playing, I was like, "Oh, this right gap looks kind of nice."
Into the river.
Let's just keep chucking it up here and hitting another tree. But I have 5'd it before. It's fileable for an AM if you throw 4 good shots and a decent putt.
Yep.
A birdie is quite the thing, though. You got to have a beast of an arm.
That was a lot of different ways to get 4 5s.
Oh, you're right. That is funny. That's the monster, man. Throw your drive and start scrambling. Another pro tier par 3, even though it doesn't look like it for some reason.
This hole is so good. The green, this is like a perfect example of like a fair but treacherous green, I think. Like there's a rollaway potential, but it's not on the side of a cliff.
Right. And there's a fairway. And it plays smaller than it looks for some reason, because where your disc is, the trees are creeping in.
And at 400 feet, dude, like this is a rip. It is so far to get to the pin, and you have to be within that like 40-foot, window.
Yeah, to even think about running it. Nico's going to fade off left.
Ooh, chill.
Yeah.
He's got to look at it, but with that green elevated basket, that's tough.
Does he? Oh, this is piped. Oh, come on, guys.
Under the pin.
So good, dude. That's that McBeth shot we talking about. Just a line drive rip.
Yep.
With no movement, hardly any at all.
Ooh, that fell over for him nicely. I thought that was going to drop in a little bit more to the right than I did.
It looked like it, right? And then just kind of faded out a little early. Give him a long bit if he wants it. Let's see if he's going to take it. Nico is up first, though.
Dude, these daisies on the ground, just put it over the top for beauty.
What a Oh, Nico!
Nico, look at him running it down.
Get that.
Dude, so he's like the perfect example. It's like, like him and AJ Risley are probably the two like most jacked to make a big putt.
Yeah.
It's so much more enjoyable when somebody's running it down and like giving it up, taking off their hat. Yeah. Then, just cool guying it in there.
Uh-huh. Everybody gets to have fun that way.
Mm-hmm.
Das with a good. I didn't realize Das's drive was so good.
Oh, dude, he pimped that. Those Predators are so money for him.
He really did put onto the bucket, man.
Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Probably old Thunderbird is my guess. That red champ disc.
It kind of looked like it. That's the best drive I've ever seen, and probably will ever see on that hole.
Yeah, I mean, outside of an ace.
Outside of an ace, right?
As good as it could possibly be.
Yep. Oh, hole 16. This is another good par 4, Corey.
So tricky, dude. So tricky. Having said that, it's one of those holes where if you absolutely pure your tee shot, it's a pretty routine up and down. But if you're off at all, it's very difficult. The green, obviously one of the more picturesque greens on tour. Having said that, it's probably like 7th nicest on this course, which is unbelievable.
That's funny and true. Das left it high, and if you don't get out past this first layer of trees, you are not going to birdie. It is just too far away. Nico is going to – this looks like the business, Corey.
Wow, splitting those arena football goals right there, football field goal post there. That's so good.
And hooking up left, too, right at the perfect time.
So during normal years play, this is 2 holes. This has a pin straight in front of you, and he just threw it to the short pad for the green we're shooting to.
Ooh, that's late round killer when he's trying to chase down Will, man.
It absolutely is.
Uli. A little over.
Swoop back. He made the gap, but he is going to have probably a longer side. Oh,
that did some things.
That had a lot of life on the end of it.
It really did, man.
I didn't think it was going to push.
Young Uli was ripping, Corey.
Yeah. Wait, hey, old Uli rips too, dude.
He sure does.
I mean, old. He's like 31.
He's way younger than I am.
Yeah.
There's Das on his second shot, making good. He should be able to save a par from there.
Yep. He's just going to chip up and in. It really is tucked into the trees, the basket, so it's not as if it's right on that edge.
Paul getting saucy here with the forehand. Ooh, wow.
Is this?
I think it works. Oh no, it didn't work, but then it worked.
It didn't not work. How about that?
Yeah, he was fortunate to get kicked out of the trees. That forehand had a little too much ante on it.
Yep. Ooh, I like this play.
Me too, man. No.
It is what it is. With that play, though, you're kind of going with the coin flip. Is it going to bump over or not? But even being right in front of that is fine.
Dude, look at this drive from Nico. He is way up here, Corey. Like,
if Nico's
way up here.
Yeah, if Nico can throw just a little chip sidearm, albeit a little short, then you know he is really close.
Yeah. And look, Paul doesn't look much closer than Nico's drive.
No.
Looking at his.
Ooh. Oh, good skip, though.
Yeah,
good skip.
That was pretty fortunate. He should be able to save a par at least with 2 holes left to go on the round. Das.
skip it. Yeah, great shot, man. Doss Nate made one of the sweetest putts on this hole, and Brian Geis, I think, nailed the slow mo on it one year, and it's just like one of my favorite shots.
Is it like through the tree, like ish?
Yeah, yes, but it's he got one from Paul, like from this angle, but then there's one just from the grass a little bit, like up over the log.
Okay.
And it's just so pretty. He gives like a good fist pump. It's
I remember that one. Yeah,
my baby.
McBeth to save the par. No, good par save after the drive.
Yeah. I mean, being short of those trees, you're really just hoping for a 4. I mean, not hoping, but you're playing only for a 4. So that's a great result.
And Doss, that'll be a par from him.
Boom, boom.
Nico didn't even birdie either? Man.
No, yeah. Nico left himself a little bit short in that tree and then just kind of didn't make
Duffed it. Man. Yeah. It's a tough par 4. I'll give him that. Paul leading the chase card. I think with that 30 down, he is in the mix on the lead card, and we're on to hole 17. And there are options. None of them are great, though.
No, I love that we're looking at Ricky lining up his flick roller, though. If you want to birdie it, you got to probably pump it through this high gap that Nate's throwing right now, because it's got to stall out and go so far left. It's really unbelievable. Oh,
that's incredible.
That went through the trees though, right? Am I crazy?
Yeah. Okay. No, it did. He was a little tight, but didn't really slow him down too much.
This is the shot I was thinking. Like, this looks perfect, but it's probably gonna be a little right.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be farther from the basket than Doss.
Jesus. Yeah, way farther.
Ooh, wow. Ego problems. This is a perfect hole for Paul to get a stroke here. That looks ideal.
It does look ideal, but it looks a little tight is what I was thinking.
You're right. Yeah. Huh.
Hey, Seppo made it from there.
He sure did. Seppo made a worse spot than that.
Yeah, way worse. I mean, he made like 5 of them for worse spots.
I think this is my most memorable putt from last year, man.
Is Seppo coming out the trees?
Yeah, Seppo coming out of the trees.
Oh my god! Well, yeah, the second shot that traveled like 100 feet inside. Yeah. He just tried to thread the needle and then jams it from 80 feet, 90 feet.
In the clutchest moment too.
Yeah, that really shook Eagle, man. I was talking to Pat and Eagle about that moment. It was just like such an unexpected thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, totally caught everyone by surprise.
Yeah, it took away Eagle would have had a nice little cushion going on that last hole, but he had to make it work. At least get a par, I think it was.
Paulie,
he's
thinking he needs this.
Oh my gosh, he almost seppoed that thing in there.
Golly, man, it's just, you can never count the man out.
No, you cannot. Nico.
Yeah. That's the type of putt where after this round, Nico will walk back to that spot and putt that 500 times.
For 3 hours. Yes, he will. Yep. So many times I've been driving off the course. I'm like, oh, there's Nico putting on a random basket for.
And it will be from a spot that he missed from late in the round. Like I've seen him do it a handful of times. You know, one at GMC, he threw it to eagle position on the last hole on Fox, missed a 45-footer. And the Pro Tour, his first year of the Pro Tour, they're doing their awards. Pro Tour Rookie of the Year, James Conrad, champion, and there's just bang, 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 it's bang, Nico from 100 feet behind us.
Like your boy Luke. What's his name? Luke.
Oh, Luke Sampson.
Samson. I knew it started with an S. I can't remember. That was your grinder of last year. You called coming up.
100%, man. Look at this though. Lead card teeing off on 17. Willie got him by a stick.
Yep.
That means we're working at 18. It's a birdie hole if you can thread the needle.
It's tough birdie though, man.
Very much so. You can go with the sidearm straight or the more Spike Heisery play, but there is OB to the right. Ooh, hella. This is a shot I feel like we don't see a ton anymore. I haven't seen very many people throw that shot this year.
That's like his hawk. Is that what it was? Like the Z Hawk he used to have?
I have never even heard of that.
Dude, I hadn't either until he told me about it one year at De La. I was like, what is this?
Well, of course, a hawk.
Yeah.
This is the play I think we see more is the outside riser.
It doesn't birdie very often, though.
It doesn't. It gets you up to about 80 feet, 90 feet in that opening with an open putt. But, like, the last hole of the round, it's unlikely you're going to run an 80-foot downhiller.
Paul is going and needs this birdie. And
that is unfolding nicely, though.
It did look nice, yeah. Ooh, that's a nice little kick, possibly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was a nice kick. So where is Paul? Oh, so Nico's on the wrong side of this clump of trees, but there are windows. It looks like he's going to pitch through. It's kind of a cool camera angle.
Yeah. I mean, he ain't going to birdie from there, but at least he's near it.
This is Doss. Wow, great out.
Nice little fake out for the DOS for birdie graphic, dude.
You got to put it up for everyone. So, yeah. Oh, wow. Look at that Annie, man.
Nobody has changed their putting style more than Paul Ulibarri over the years.
Oh, it's so true. All right. Oh, okay. So they're tie going in here.
Wow. For the win, then.
Yeah. Oh, Amside shade out. Wow. That's a clutch putt Paul didn't make.
I was going to say, you do not see that. I mean, that's like he lives for those moments.
Right.
The amount of times I've talked to him after a big moment like that, and he's like, I was just thinking of a song lyric, pressure makes diamonds, or like just some kind of cheesy quote like that. Like, I know he had some saying going on in his mind that whole time there.
That is funny. So, Paul dropping in the par. That means we got playoffs.
Uh-oh, playoffs.
Jim Morris style playoffs coming at you guys.
And guess what? Paul is who we thought he was. And we'll let him off the hook.
We'll see if we'll let him off the hook or not. We got the playoff coming up. We'll catch you guys there. We'll be back in a second. Oh, look, look at that. Top 10, Corey.
Wow. Look at this. This is a throwback too. We've got Rico in the mix and Open, but besides that, is this list like the leaderboard for the last national tour we played?
It almost good. Dude, look at Dawson and Ricky. We're just one stroke off, man.
It's insane, dude.
Wow. All right, now we'll really be back. 1 second. All right, Beaver State Fling 2015 rewatch. Ian and Corey, we got the final 9. Final 9 playoffs. Excuse me.
Yeah, let's hope it goes 9. I'll take 9 playoff holes.
that would be epic. Has that ever happened?
9 playoff holes. 9 playoff holes. I don't think so. I've seen 5.
I bet you Barry and like Kenny probably had one back.
I mean, okay, yes. I was gonna say the USDGC one. There's one from USDGC where they just play 17 and 1. 17, 18, 1, like over and over and over again. And then how many did Anton and Avery go? Was it like 7?
6, I think. Yeah.
Okay, at Worlds.
Yeah. So there is your playoff competitors. Paul ripped off a 4-stroke better round than Will to tie him for the lead. And I have a fun story about this. So I had to go catch a flight at like 9. So we edited it real quick. And then, we didn't even edit it. Sorry. We just went back and recorded commentary from memory. And then Alex slapped it in later.
That's so ghetto. And it seems like there was a possible way to not do that, but we didn't learn these ways till later.
No. And I started booking my flights the next day after.
Yes. So Paulie puts himself in position.
He's like parked, right?
Yes. Will the machine Shoestrick just throws another good one though, but he's gonna have a little bit of putt.
Yeah, he does. He's got a putt to tie here. I remember this is the first time we were recording commentary, not watching the video. And we're like, all right, Will to putt. And like, oh, wait, when do we react?
Well, just can it.
Just like, oh, great putt,
Wow. Spoiler.
Sorry. We wouldn't show you a 1-hole playoff, Corey.
I know, we wouldn't do that. That's such a good putt, dude. That is one of the most confounding things is like settling yourself down enough to hit a 25, 30-foot putt when it actually counts.
Right. Like, those are more nervous than a 40-footer because, if you miss a 40-footer, it's a 40-footer.
Dude, exactly.
You miss a 22-footer, man, you're like, oh, gosh.
Oh, it's shame. It's absolutely shame.
It is, man. You just think about it over and over again for a while, I'm sure. Hole 2, like we talked about, again, just a big Annie up and over the trees for these guys, most likely.
Yeah, and for as much as I like this course and tournament, this is the worst first 2 holes of a playoff that could possibly exist. Like, chuck it up on Annie.
One isn't bad. One is a technical shot that doesn't have a lot of luck involved.
But this 1 and 2.
This one, though.
Yes. But it's they're both kind of just like chuck it up into the air and just put it in the right motion.
Yeah.
They're certainly not like pure, true shots.
No. I mean, you could put it under the basket for 1 if you throw a perfectly shaped shot.
It's obviously more for a hole 2. This is obviously more towards hole 2 than hole 1. But my statement stands.
Here's Will going up high as well. Some great filming by Alex and Steven here, man. These are such tough shots. Wow.
So what's actually crazy, there's a long pin on this that goes even farther up from where Will just shot.
Really?
Yeah, way up there.
Paul for birdie to put the pressure on Will. Oh my! Out of his hand, I thought that was like high, but then
Dude, and it just caught that last little link.
And then Will has this putt.
I mean, dude, having said that, who cares if you're for it?
I'm talking about the gallery, dude.
Staring him at the face.
Staring at you right in your face, man. You got that
Settle
dude.
Down.
A couple people past the basket trying to stay still.
Just gotta breathe.
Oh, this is huge.
Knock it in.
And he took a little longer than normal on this one too, understandably so. Come on, Will. I'm doing my slow zoom. You got to putt.
Dude, I know. It's like, when is he gonna stop? Oh my gosh. That is not in if that misses that tree.
I did not remember that tree hit.
Oh my gosh.
Woo.
Keep breathing, Will. We got more.
Dang. Well, they are both perfect through 2. We'll head into 3, and you can say this one's lucky. I don't know. I guess if it's a forehand, really, it's not that lucky.
No, if you hit that forehand gap, it's absolutely open all the way to the pin.
Yeah.
If you're gonna throw that force over backhand, it's little coin flippy, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, you just got to keep stringing these birdies if you want to win this one.
You do. And Paul's throwing that turnover backhand, trying to get lucky. And it's nothing, dude.
How?
There's so many trees right there.
Honestly, maybe too lucky, though. It looks like he shot past the basket a little bit.
Yeah, he's pin high to right at like 30, 35 feet. Will go into the forehand.
Oh, misses his line, I assume, but yeah, that's not where you want to be.
No, kind of kicked him back off that tree. So he's got this miracle look from 80, 90, and he's got to run it because Paul's staring at his.
Oh, yeah. It's almost like a throw, like a half throw.
It is, right?
Ugh.
He put a good bit on it, though.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much in his way. So this is Paul, a little bit long right, like you said.
Mm-hmm. For the win.
Eventually.
We're building
tension.
Yes. Get it.
Oh man, Paulie McBeth, dude. And this is 2015, Beaver State Fling champ, national tour that year.
Yep.
Not to mention 2015, he swept. Oh my, wow, we are throwing it back, bro. That's a Jen Allen sighting. That's back in the day.
That is.
Maybe you should have censored that, but we're going to live with it. But yeah, he swept the majors this year, 5 for 5, national tour win. This is, one of the most dominant seasons, actually probably the most dominant season in disc golf history.
Yeah, let's see what Paul has to say.
National champ. National tour champ, I should say.
Yeah.
Nice work, man.
Thank you.
How about that playoff?
I don't know what it is. Portland is playoffs, though.
Yeah, it does, huh?
Yeah, it was a fun playoff. So it was exciting. We birdied every hole except that one right there. So.
Yeah. How was your round coming back off the chase card?
It was a great front nine. Front nine.
I heard an eagle.
Yeah, I had 2 eagles in there. Had 4 birdies through this birdie stretch right here. So those 2 eagles put me tied for the lead at that point. So it was we played pretty even for the final 9.
Well, seriously, congrats, man. It's an amazing comeback, amazing playoff. Thank your sponsors, man.
Yeah, Innova Champion Disc, Grip Bags, Tomahawk Shades, and thank you, Central Coast, for being here at all these tournaments.
Oh, thanks so much, man. Make it a pleasure, man.
Getting a little from Paul there at the end. That was nice. Yeah,
and it's so funny to watch how far Paul has come, like professional speaking wise.
Oh,
you know what
sure.
I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, like, granted that you weren't as seasoned, interviewing or talking to all these pros as you are now. Probably a little bit less of a personal relationship, but it really is crazy. This is the amount of media and content that's been created over the last couple of years. The players are getting so much better at speaking concisely and having some good meaty thing to say, rather than just like, yeah, it was a good playoff.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Practice makes perfect, man. They're getting a lot of practice these days. Mm-hmm. Cool, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Corey, that was fun, man.
Dude, that's so much fun. I love doing this, dude. I'm happy to do it anytime you want. We're definitely doing Rocky Mountain Championships from, what year is that? 2017 that I went out with you?
16 or 17?
I think 16 you brought, so I think somebody else was out there.
Dre.
16. Yeah. And then 17, I think I came out there.
Okay. I was going to recommend that one. So I was curious what you wanted to do next.
So down, dude. The Sheehan, Kristen Dietrich, Peter McBride, Kale was out there that year.
Oh man, it was so. And the courses are just
Cool.
Amazing. They're Milo caliber courses, like
Off the top,
they're
yes.
so good. So if you haven't watched that one, make sure you tune in for that one. It'll be a good one. Thanks for watching this, guys, and we'll catch you around.